Communication is fundamental to human interaction. However, social standards in communication pose many challenges for people with diverse communication needs. Designing solutions that address diverse communication needs beyond social standards requires a careful approach to develop ideas that facilitate self-expression and boundary setting, but also foster meaningful, context-sensitive interconnections. And this is the challenge that a research group based in the University of Twente, led by Fernand Driemsdijk and Michaela Honauer, decided to face. In order to do that, they started exploring disconnection and relationships mediated through intimate technologies. And that's how they created the DiscReTe project.
My name is Michaela Honauer. I have a background in human-computer interaction, applied media art and design, and psychology. And on the other hand, I have a strong interest in intimate computing, and these are digital technologies that are closely interwoven with our daily lives.
In this video, we are going to go through the development of the project. However, we first need to understand what intimate computing means, which is the theoretical framework of the project.
Intimate computing studies how to develop design methods and computational models that account for personal values and vulnerabilities in creating intimate technologies. These are digital technologies that collect and respond to a person based on data and information about them and their daily lives. Think, for example, of social media, health and fitness apps, or wearable technologies. By centering who a person is and how they are affected by their experiences, including experiences mediated through technology, we aim to create intimate technologies that foster a caring and inspiring digital society.
But the DiscReTe project embraces this challenge by involving knowledge and methods from fashion design, physical computing, choreography, contemporary dance, design research, computer science, and the philosophy of technology. But instead of a sequential approach where one discipline builds on the work of another, the focus was on simultaneous collaboration. It's an example of a model in which team members work together as equals to integrate their expertise into a shared vision. The team decided to face the challenge through the creation of wearable prototypes that would enable different ways of communication, and that the dancers would use to explore these topics in a performance. And like that, the whole team got to work, building towards a symposium that took place in December 2024 at the UT, where they would showcase their work. But to get there, they would need to co-create the prototype and the performance. The prototype consisted in a dress with integrated fans that were controlled through the hands of the performer. These fans create airflows that have an effect on the shapes of the dress.
My name is Malu Bemer. I'm a Dutch designer, researcher, and artist, and I work within the field of wearable innovation and integration. For this project, I'm working as a wearable integration designer, so I'm making sure everything is wearable, safe. We've been working on the concept together with the whole team to translate the theory that was already on the table into something very practical, wearable, and tangible. So in close collaboration with Emil and with the performers and the choreographer, we have been able to create hopefully a holistic experience.
I'm Emil, and I'm an interaction technology student at the University of Twente. Yeah, my main role in the project is being responsible for all of the technology side. So basically those 4 flex sensors in the front send signals to this Arduino, and this Arduino then translates those the resistance of the bendiness into signals to send to each individual fan through this motor driver circuit. And tells it basically how fast each fan should spin and when it should turn on and off.
The Manu is now showing the cloth where we attach these flex sensors. So imagine if tiny hand movements are possible for a person with diverse needs. They could then move a finger and activate the fan.
Air is something that is always there, and it occupies a space and on a personal level, but also in the space between us. And to use this unseen force as something as a visual actuator, I think that is a very interesting way to play with, enhancing communication.
We can actually actuate from inside the costume what is happening. We can actuate the air, but air is also all around. That means if someone is crossing by, the air will still flow and kind of actuate the costume.
I do think it is important we keep the ethical questions in mind and starting to really develop these kind of technologies from a human perspective and a more than human perspective.
My name is Leslie Andrea Ochoa. I'm a choreographer, dancer, and video artist, half Colombian, half Lithuanian. My role in the project is the choreographer, so I was invited to share my way of thinking through movement and to be part of the group as a choreographer. I am the director of Concuerpos, an inclusive dance company where people with and without disabilities come together. So I have a strong commitment in developing and advancing the rights of people with a disability. So everything that can help someone's life through technology, I find very interesting and very important.
I'm Dennis. I'm a dancer, teacher, and also dance maker. I relate to this project also on a personal level because I'm myself deaf. I have 2 hearing devices that help me hear, which helps me to communicate easier sometimes with the hearing world that we live in. But this research trying to make a technical equipment to help people to communicate is basically what I also wear on a daily basis on my head.
I heard that the technological solution that the tech team found was through air. I was very inspired. It's one of those forces of nature that is very subtle, but can be very powerful.
It's everywhere. Everybody notices it like in every minute of the day. So it's a common thing that people know and how it reacts on things. In that way, the device can easier communicate with people, the people who are not wearing it, but the people from the outside.
The performance and the prototype were ready, and the team was ready for the big day to showcase their project. On December 11th, 2024, the DiscReTe wearable was presented to the public for the first time during the evening event of the symposium Blurring the Boundaries, reflecting on artistic-led research on designing human technology entanglements. But before the performance was shown, Michaela introduced the audience to the main ideas of the DiscReTe project. Moreover, a lot of guests also contributed to the symposium by sharing their findings in these topics through exciting and engaging presentations. Then, through the developed wearable prototype, the artistic performative interpretation of Disconnection was presented. The performance artistically interprets how human-technology partnership can unfold in an adaptive, responsible, and transparent process. Through exploring what we call the poetics of air, the performance engages with disconnection and disruption in human communication. It shows how body-worn technology can step in, how the human needs to tune in and explore this technology on their body, and eventually reconnect through the support of the technology with another human. The program was concluded by a lively Q&A session with all makers who reflected on the design process and the role of dance in developing intimate technologies. Overall, the DiscReTe project collaboration demonstrates the power of interdisciplinary teams in addressing complex societal challenges. By integrating engineering, design, and performing arts, the DiscReTe project goes beyond functional requirements to create technologies that foster connection, empathy, and inclusion. Grounded in a personal narrative, it highlights how intimate computing can reshape communication and relationships, offering innovative solutions to diverse human needs.